Hello everyone, and welcome to our next video about Dr. Deena Hinshaw and listening to and reading about the COVID cases in Alberta. So to begin with, again, this is Dr. Deena Hinshaw, and she has a very important job in Alberta. She is the most important doctor if there is a health emergency. She can make the rules and she can change things in Alberta. If you can make the rules and change things, we say you are an officer. Officer is kind of like, it can mean boss, but it has more than one meaning. So she is the officer. So she is the chief, so that's the most important person for that job. So here is a fire chief. She is a doctor chief. So she is the chief medical officer. And we had some vocabulary last week. We had a case or many cases. So you can hear in the news that there were 200 new cases of COVID-19. That means how many people have the virus. So here there is one case of COVID-19. Sometimes the news, they will say total cases. That means every case in Alberta, or you can say new cases. So you have to hear those different words. Those are called adjectives. They can change the meaning, new or total. Then we have this word. If you can try to read it first before I read it. Recovered. It can be a verb, so I recovered from COVID-19, or it can be an adjective too. The recovered person was in Calgary. So it can be an adjective or a verb, and recovered means you are not sick anymore. So you could say, teacher, I was sick for a week, but now I am recovered. Or you can even say present tense, I am recovering, or future, she will recover. Then we had these important areas. They're also called a long O zone. A zone or zones, if you have many. And in Alberta, we have 5 really important zones. So the North Zone, the Edmonton Zone, the Central Zone, the Calgary Zone, and the South Zone. On the news, many times you will hear there are 25 new cases, 25 new cases in the North Zone, 50 new cases in the Edmonton Zone, 5 new cases in the Central Zone, etc., etc. So the zones are important. If they say there are 0 new cases in the Edmonton Zone, that's good for us. But if they say there are 100 cases in the Edmonton Zone, that's not good for us. And we also have confirmed, which can also be a verb or adjective. So confirmed means that a person who was maybe sick, we don't know, they took the test and the test said, yes, you are sick. So the doctor can call you and say, your test, we confirmed you have COVID-19. That means we know 100%, we know you have COVID-19. So you will hear on the news, Dr. Deena Hinshaw, she will say we have 24 confirmed cases of COVID. That means we know. Many people in Alberta, maybe they are sick, but we didn't test them, so we don't know. So the numbers you hear on the radio or on TV, they are usually confirmed cases. They did the test, and we know that we looked at the blood, and the blood said they have COVID-19. Although I don't think it's actually blood. They don't look at blood for COVID-19. They put something in your nose, and they check your nose to see if you have COVID-19. So COVID-19 is not a blood test. It is more of a nose test. Okay, this is from April 22nd, down here, April 22nd at 9:15 a.m. This is a bit older. I will give you new information tomorrow that is about tomorrow, but I wanted to practice this one for now, and we'll look at the difference tomorrow. So we learned here, these are the zones. First, we have a very big zone in Canada. So it's a very big zone. In Alberta, it's a province. And here is the Calgary zone, the Edmonton zone, the Central zone, the South zone, the North zone. And this is unknown. That means they don't really fit in the zones. We don't really know what zone they are from. So no, un means we don't, or opposite. So unknown. We don't know where they're from. So let's look first at Canada on April 22nd. Canada. So we are going to read this way. You find the zone and you read this way. If this is here, that means either we don't have the information or they just didn't put it in the picture. And this is from the Alberta government website. So in Canada, let's read the first one. What is the first one here? Confirmed cases. So, as of April 22nd in Canada, this many people, when we did the nose test, this many people, their test said they had COVID-19. We checked, we confirmed it with the test. Try to read the number. 38,413 confirmed cases in Canada. Okay, now let's look over here at this word. Now I'll give you a hint. It looks like it's a long E, but actually we kind of changed the pronunciation, so it's actually a short E. Deaths. So a death or many deaths. That means how many people died of COVID-19 in Canada. This is sad, but I think it's important to know. Try to read the number. $1,834 people have died in Canada as of April 22nd. Okay, now we don't have this information on the Alberta website, but try to read up here. Recovered cases. What does recovered mean? Do you remember? He recovered, she recovered, I feel better because I recovered. It means you are not sick anymore. You recovered. You don't feel sick anymore. And here, this is new. We didn't study this yet, but maybe you can understand. Short O, com, long E, plea, and then TED. Completed tests. That is how many tests did we do? Now, it doesn't mean you have COVID, just how many people we did the test. Maybe they have COVID. Oops, I'm sorry. Maybe they have COVID or maybe they don't have COVID. So we don't know for Canada. We don't have that information here. Let's look at in Alberta. How many people have confirmed cases in Alberta? So confirmed case means we did the nose test and they have COVID-19. 3,095 people have confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Alberta. How many people, you look here, you read across, and then you look down. So how many people in Alberta, how many deaths do we have in Alberta? 61 people have died in Alberta from COVID-19. Good. Well, not good, but it's good reading. It's a very sad time right now. Okay, recovered cases. Recovered means you're not sick anymore. (1,273) people recovered. They were sick, but now they are not sick. And last, completed tests. How many people in Alberta, they did the nose test? It's a big number. Try to read it and try to speak it. Don't just read it in your head. 109,015. So a lot of people have had the test. And 3,000 people, about 3,000 people, they had COVID. So we tested many people, and most people didn't have COVID. So the Calgary zone, and how many people died. The Edmonton zone, how many people died. Central zone, how many people died. South zone, how many people died. North zone, how many people died. And unknown, that is, we don't know where they are from in Alberta. The information is not good. Maybe they are not living in any of the zones. They don't fit in the groups. Okay, so take a minute to look at this, and then we're going to move on to some questions. Okay, this is called a graph. G-R-A-P-H, graph. And it shows the dates are down here at the bottom. So this is an older date. So March 8th, March 8th, March 15th, March 22nd, March 29th, April 5th, April 12th, April 19th. And we have some different colors to show the numbers that are growing. So here's COVID-19 cases. So how many people? Starting 0, 500, 1,000. So it goes up by 500 people every new number. So here's the total. That means, well, what do you think total means? All the cases. So we start here at 0. There's not many cases in March. And then if you follow the purple up the months, here is March 29th. We look across. In the middle, maybe 700 cases about in March 29th. And the number is bigger here, April 5th. So you have to kind of look across, or we're getting close to 1,500 or 1,500 people. And you follow the date, it's going up and up and up and up. If you look down for the date, on April 19th, more than 3,000 people had COVID. Okay. Active, we'll skip that one for now. We won't study that one. Recovered, what does recovered mean? Yes, people who are not sick anymore. So in the beginning, more people are recovered. They are not sick anymore. They are not sick anymore. They are not sick anymore. And here we have died. So how many people died? We can look at the blue, and it is not going up. That's good. We don't want the blue to do this. We don't want to have lots of people sick. We want to keep the people who are dying very low. So Alberta is doing a good job. Okay, here are your 6 homework questions. We have how many, how many, how many, how many. You need a number. So how many cases are there in the central zone? You will find the central zone, and you will type how many cases, 83. So these are all number. Now we have 2 which zone. Which means you need to choose. It's not a number. So we have 5 zones, Calgary, Edmonton, Central, South, North. You have to type which zone. Alberta is not a zone, and Canada is not a zone. Okay, and here is an example of the homework. So here's Khaled's example, but it's not